Welcome to this month's webcast. I'm Dr. Bob Milligan. Today we're going to talk about the topic, Please Help Me. Think of someone who you know is sad, who you know is struggling. They may or may not be asking for help, but there probably is an opportunity for you to help them. We all are reluctant to do that because we don't know what to say. So let me suggest in this webcast two things that you can do to help people who are struggling. The first is going to be listening. We tend to think of listening as a very passive activity. Actually, we shouldn't. Listening should be a very active activity. We're listening to people to understand what they're saying. And not only what they're saying in the words, but what they're saying in the body language and the tone of their voice. That's where you hear the emotions. So by listening, we can understand and really recognize where people are and also important what they are feeling. Let me suggest two skills to become a better listener. The first, particularly in an important conversation, is to pause for just a short time, a second maybe, after they've finished speaking. That allows them to start up again without you interrupting if they have more to say. It also provides an opportunity for you to really understand and an opportunity to think before you respond. The second one is often when people finish talking, they really haven't had everything that they wanted to say. They haven't gotten it all out. I suggest just saying the simple thing, tell me more. In many cases, that's when you'll learn really what they are trying to say and where they're at. And that takes us to the second point. And that is that when someone is struggling or when they are sad, we want to have sympathy for their situation. And that is certainly a good thing. Unfortunately, too often we become what we call overly sympathetic. We say things like, I know it's bad. Well, all that does is keep them kind of stuck where they're at. In addition to being sympathetic, though, and not being overly sympathetic, we need to be empathic. That means we need to walk in their shoes. We need to understand where they are at so that we can help them move forward. Instead of saying, I know it's bad, perhaps we could, based particularly on our good listening, we can make some suggestions. Have you thought about this? Because one of the problems when people are sad is that they're not great decision makers. So they often need help from you, from others, to move ahead. And we all have to move ahead in order to make progress. So when someone around you, a friend, a family member, a colleague, is struggling or sad, try to be helpful. Listen, help them think through where they're at, and be empathic, not overly sympathetic.